The sisterhood might be the most dangerous thing I've ever heard of. The sisterhood, this is how I got it ranked. The CIA, the Ku Klux Klan, the sisterhood, then the FBI.
Okay, so if it is actually true and niggas is right that women don't like other women, then there is no sisterhood, because ain't no woman gonna defend no woman that she don't like. And since we don't like women in general, it ain't no sisterhood.
Mm-hmm. It actually makes sense, because the fact that y'all don't like each other means y'all advise each other, clap for each other, even when she killing herself, even when she embarrassing herself, even when her outfit don't look good. The sisterhood say, yeah, you go, girl. And she looked like, who shot John? Yeah, you're right. Makes sense.
Okay, that was a good comeback. I'll give you that.
Yeah, man.
That was a good one though, for real. Good one though, for real.
I think other women are the quickest women to judge how a woman is looking dressed. I think her friends might hype her up, but the rest of the girls talking about it. And 9 times out of 10, her friends that's hyping up, they're gonna talk about it too. Just wait till they get me.
That's the sisterhood though. Like, you show you this fake love. I told the story, Sherelle, before you got here, Coco. This girl said she had sex with 4 men in 24 hours. And the women cheered her on after they finished judging her. You know what the sisterhood says, Wife School? Since we doing quotes. If you like it, I
love it.
That's the nastiest shit
I could be on Jeopardy.
I hate that quote with a passion, because I don't love a damn.
Hey, Sherelle, remember we did a whole show for 4 hours. Let somebody else talk. Ladies talk a little bit, would you?
This is my last POV, y'all.
How about your bang sister? Let your bang sister talk.
So, I mean, the sisterhood, I call it fake. It's a fake sisterhood, because it's like, if you're in it, you only support women regardless of what they're doing. That's what y'all just explained. That's why it's fake, because why would you support someone and it's negative? You're supposed to help them, uplift them, even if it hurts. Like, the words are hurting. Like, the truth hurts. They don't want to do that. It's like they want to coddle feelings, and it's like making them worse. So that's why I don't like it. I do like a sisterhood, like a real one. Like, you know, we genuinely care for each other. But this one that I see, like, I don't like that. And I don't want to be part of it. And I would never.
I would agree. The real sisterhood is amongst friends who tell the truth to each other. That's the real sisterhood.
Yeah. And then, you know, some people would say, oh, you could, you know, share light to a stranger that's a female. But then when you do that, they get upset. Like, we trying to attack them. So it's like, I don't want to do that either. You got to be my friend group. Or some, you know, even if I know you, I don't have to be a friend. I know you, you know me. I could probably, but women, they don't like criticism or something. It's like, you can't.
Well, the sisterhood is sort of full of addicts. Mm-hmm. They're addicted to attention. They're addicted to indulgences. They're addicted to whatever feels good. And then if you try to, you know, help them withdraw, they kind of kick you out to the side and be like, no, we want our drugs. We don't want to hear what you got to say.
And social media has made it worse, because it's a guarantee that you are going to get somebody to agree with you.
Yeah.
And it's a trauma bond. So it's not necessarily founded on like something that's good for being a sister or a friend. Yeah.
Weird too, because some of the women that be in the sisterhood be supposedly the good women. Like, they're doing good for themselves, right? They're not good women, but see, their facade, like they're acting as such, but then their friends are like the total opposite. And it's like, well, why are you even in the sisterhood again? Like, it's weird.
So, is being in the sisterhood a flex?
No, have you seen them BWE spaces? Absolutely not.
What you think? No? So, are you guys sisterhood adjacent?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll be a part of it.
Yeah, because if Sherelle was doing something like a good positive cause and she's trying to bring attention to it, I would more than likely support her for something good, and I would try to be a part of that thing that she's doing. Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about, high school.
Yeah, we're all around women who we know is just, you know, driving the hell out of
But the name anybody, any good female that's doing something that's for a good cause.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying, yeah, because I'm friends with bad women like Sherelle.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Like women usually are the spearheads, like they're the cheerleaders. You know.
No, I think women need women.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think Hamp was talking about,
he's talking about the negative
connotation to the addicts. Yes.
And I think that's also because I think a lot of times we spew the behaviors or uphold the behaviors of the negativity that happens. Yeah.
So does the sisterhood need to be denounced?
Trump ain't denounced it, so and he still won. So we don't gotta denounce the sisterhood.
I feel like anytime it don't even matter if you denounce it or whatever like that. As soon as you say something that a nigga don't agree with, then they label you sisterhood, regardless. So
yeah, we know that it's everything's gonna be mislabeled. Just like the man meat, I think all of these things can be mislabeled during, you know what I'm saying? The moment that a black man says something that's conservative, he may be considered a coon, even if he does a lot for the black community. You know what I'm saying? But hey, right now it's looking like he's getting coon. Look, Cali looking like, no, them niggas is coons.
Yeah, I mean, because Tim Scott did positive things for the black community, whatever like that, with that small business thing that he was doing. But you know what I'm saying? The funding got cut for the program, and he's still over here, kissing down. But he did. Well, shoot. I don't know what the exact vote was. Not to get too far into politics, I don't know what the exact vote was amongst the.
I'm sorry. Come back, Kelly. Kelly, come back.
I don't know what the exact vote was yet for the CBC or whatever like that. But a lot of Democrats voted to fund ICE. You can call them coons too.
Well, I wouldn't see.
I don't have the only reason why I really don't have a problem with the sisterhood is because I believe that villains should be women too. I don't think that men should be villains by themselves. I think there should be some matches.
But see, okay, but
until we get rid of all villains should come in every gender. I don't think that women should just in every state always just be the weak. There's gonna have to be some women that become the calmer for the villain men.
Well, for
every Joker, there needs to be, what's the girl name? Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. Oh, gotcha.
Let's get a reply.
I need to be in the asylum.
Well, to your point, like how things get twisted. The same thing about, and I'm not going to go too much into politics, but every country has their immigration and customs system. But because of the craziness that's going on and media attention to it, now it's seen to be a negative thing. All countries have immigration policies and enforcement of that.
Wait, I'm lost. How we get on immigration?
Wait, I'm not going to give, because I mentioned ICE. I'm not going to give ICE a blanket cosign when they're over here in the blackest neighborhood of Atlanta doing roadblocks. Ain't no Mexicans over here where I live at. So why are they here? That's why I'm saying I can't give them a blank slate or blank close across the board cosign for anything. No, I'm going to have some criticisms there. While I may agree with the overall picture of it, but just because I level some kind of criticism, whatever like that, does not make me some kind of liberal tree hugger type shit. Nor even if you co-sign the overall and you don't have any kind of nuance for anything or zero criticism like that, I'm more likely gonna call you a coon for it.
Yeah, no, I believe that all government agencies should have critiques if the critiques are warranted. I just heard a comment about, because now this person is working with the president. I'm not going to have his name because I know people feel some type of way. Well, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I tapped in. Once y'all started talking about the politics, I tapped out. I don't know how we got
I just heard her mention Tim
That's
Scott.
That's partially my fault.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Back, ladies. It's 11:43. We've been doing this for 2 hours and 29 minutes. What questions you got for us, Big Dog?
Poor Lady Di.
I don't agree with the Harley Quinn. I get what you're saying, but we got to stop the battles. Like, let these dudes do what they do. We could prove them wrong, if anything, not like just make it worse. It's like the sisterhood made it worse. Now half these sisters don't even want, it's like they don't want positivity. This world has already got negative stuff going on. So we need to come together and do the opposite of that instead of going against a man for what? That's not our battle. Let them men do what they're doing over there.
But I think we should call them out because they have been allowed to say whatever they want without anyone pushing back. And what happens when you do the sisterhood?
So let's just go on this theory about the Harley Quinn.
So what if we do need the sisterhood? So HAMP said earlier, 2052, 2055 is coming. So if the desperate, quote unquote, are getting the man, they need to fuck the sisterhood. Because they ain't gonna have no nigga. So they better have each other.
But are they getting the man though?
Wait.
No, they're not getting the man.
Yes,
but they need each other because they can't get no man.
They can't.
Sisterhood is like the Lord of the Flies, though. Like they're not doing each other.
What's the Lord of the Flies?
Yeah, there was a movie too. It was like these kids got stuck on an island and they just started just treating each other, poorly. They was trying to be a leader, just went haywire. Well, the sisterhood does each other a disservice because you champion things that need to be admonished more likely. And when it's time for correction, oftentimes the sisterhood is either lenient or non-existent when it comes to the corrective aspects.
And then
the women that try to do the correction.
Yeah. And
I was gonna say, hence the spread of the ideology is what the concern is, right? Ham, is that what you're saying?
One more time.
I said, hence would be the spread of the negative ideology or whatever, and that would be the problem.
Yeah, what'll happen?
They're not dying amongst themselves. They, spread it out.
Yeah, because I'm afraid, like, what's the disposition, right? Who leads the sisterhood? Is it somebody that has a positive outlook on marriage and relationships and men, or is it, let me have a test tube, baby? And
yeah,
I don't need a man.
Anybody. I think the sisterhood is beneficial to men, right? And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with women wanting to benefit women at the exclusion of men. I don't have a problem with you wanting what's best for a woman, whether a man is included or not. Women are in a fight for their freedom. And American women, you are at the front lines to fight for freedom for women and children and girls all over the world, right? Freedoms that y'all like to have today, there was women who went against the grain to get them. Like I said, if you're trying to hold on to the status quo, I can understand your fight. I also understand the fight of the people who feel like I'm at the bottom of a system getting stomped on, getting kicked on. This system is built on my pain. This is still my fight. It's very connected to the way we look in America as Black people and people telling us get over the shit because this is a beautiful country and you can be successful in it. And we're telling you, you built this bitch off our pain. So we're gonna have to flip the damn thing somehow to take some pressure off my back.
Well, just because women feels that way doesn't mean that's the truth. And I think a lot of women operate in their feelings and not in truth, and that's the problem.
So if you never think that women have been a disservice in this world, then that is pure delusion, and I will never follow a woman that way.
When you say
I will never follow women into the delusion that women haven't been dealt a disservice or a bad hand in this world.
Hold on. So that means that men have been dealt a good hand. If women have been dealt a bad hand, then you're saying that men have been dealt a good hand. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, men are the dealers.
So, okay, let me give a little pushback. If men die at a higher rate of, building civilization, wars, putting their body on the line, all that stuff, does that mean that men are in a better position because they are more at risk because of the type of things they had to do for civilization?
No, I wouldn't put that the reason why. Men are in control. We can give men the credit for the great things that they do. We can also understand that at one point in time in this country, it was okay to rape your wife. It was okay to beat your wife. They took it to court to have the right to beat their women, to have the right to put women at a disadvantage. And it's still going on today. Until that is not an issue and men are no longer a threat to women, then women can put their arms down. But in the middle of a gender war where women are fighting for their freedom and certain rights for women all over the country, I am not telling them to put their weapons down. Now, if you don't want to join the war, don't join the war. But I'm not telling a group of people who are in war, hey, you just put your guns down and let the other people win. That's pointless. It's not going to move us forward. We don't have to be part of the forward action. But if they're trying to move us forward in life, then let those people move us forward.
But they're not moving us forward is the issue.
They are. We have a lot of rights.
You gotta let the rebuttals come.
How are they? I would like to understand your point of view. How are they moving us forward?
They're moving us forward because women have a lot of freedoms and a lot of rights that they did not have. If you
Who gave the women the freedoms?
Yeah.
Black people fought for their freedoms, but black people had to get their freedom from whom? And that's the part that's always missing. Take it out of just black people. If you look at world civilizations, There's a victor and a victim. There is someone who sets the rules, and there's someone that follows the one who sets the rules. This is not just for Black and white. This is just world systems, period. And unfortunately, a lot of times, Black people get caught up in Black and white because that's what happened in America. But even if you're outside of America, if it's a Black and Black person, if there's an ethnic group that's Black and they capture another ethnic group that's Black, guess what? That Black ethnic group tells the other ethnic groups what to do. That's not just limited to America.
So take it off a race. Take it off a race.
Let's go back to women and men. Let's go back to
Coco, take it off a race. The moment that a marginalized group that is being suppressed and oppressed gets a chance to revolt and get back, regardless if I promote it. Everybody got their rise and everybody has their fall. You don't get to kick people, and the moment they decide to chop your fucking foot off, play the victim. If you step on people, the world is worked like that through and through. Because black people had their day of conquering. Black people had their day of conquering. Trust me, they've conquered many nations, and nations have rose up to conquer. Every nation gonna fall. Even the great Babylon of America will find its fall one day. So where will you be when it does fall? I'm letting it play out. I'm not stopping the fall.
Well, what are we talking about the dynamics between men and women?
Yeah, because sorry, go ahead, Hamp.
Well, I'm trying to give you opportunity to work through it, Coco. I think your line of questioning, you're trying to get to a point. Yeah. It's just that it's kind of taken a lot of long times, and many things have been espoused that probably need a level of correction. So I would simply ask, what is being fought for, right? Because the things that women are pushing and promoting in regards to the sisterhood are debauchery. There's things that are substantive are already in place, and to conflate us coming out of slavery with women's rights does a disservice to what we went through in slavery. It's not the same thing, and therefore shouldn't be compared, right? We also see, like, we don't like that when the LGBT try to do it as regards to civil rights movements. These things are different, right? A lot of the things that the men had to quite literally write it down and vote it in place because the women didn't have the right to vote. Think about that. So men quite literally had to say, let's pass this law. Men had to quite literally say, no fault divorce, right? The only way these things happen is because men actually had to support them overwhelmingly for them to exist. So then to just compartmentalize that and say women did all this by themselves, it would be just disingenuous at best.
I never said they did it all by themselves. I said they fought for it. And they're fighting all over the world.
We've gotten everything.
Women are fighting all over the world.
Having slut walks, okay? So I don't think we have no hindrance as women. We just need to figure out what we want to do in interaction with a man per se. So what's your end game? Is it to be with a man or not? If that's the goal, then do all you.
Yeah, and so what I'm telling you is there are sectors of women who do not center their lives about my whole entire life is should I be with a man or be with a man or not? I want to be a woman. I want my sovereignty. I want my freedom. I want control, full control over my autonomy to be whoever I want to be in this world, to leave my mark on the world as a being, as a human being.
But I don't want to know the truth about who gave them those.
That has been shifted for me. They're going to keep on pushing for freedom. And I know that people think like this shit is impossible, but I'm telling you right now, us talking on this panel right now, this shit would have been impossible 30 years ago. 50 years ago, this shit what we doing right now is impossible. 100 years ago, the shit we do today is impossible. I'm not against nobody.
Actually, we're doing the easy part. We're just talking. Other people were out in the street getting hosed down, bitten by dogs. I think we're having it pretty easy.
Okay, what I'm saying is the women that's in the streets now, they doing it. It ain't easy to get in Congress.
But what are they promoting you guys to do? Remember, 65% of women, black women, are hoes. That's the path that what they're so-called fighting for about this autonomy, to be treated as men and socially accepted to have the same behaviors as men, is leading women to be 65% hoes per the percentage that you gave earlier. And also, hoes are desperate. So whatever these movements are that are currently happening aren't positive if we're saying 65% of women are hoes and hoes are desperate.
No. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. What they're fighting for, with the women that are fighting for women, is they're fighting for the freedom of choice. The women who choose to be hoes, that's their choice. That's what you're doing with your autonomy. That's what
choice about what? Choice about what?
The choice to be autonomous, to be an autonomous being.
Choice about what though?
I just said it.
Well, what do you mean? And we're all within a construct, right? So autonomy is limited, whether we like it, understand it, accept it, believe it or not. So now I'm asking, choice about what?
To keep on pushing the parameters of autonomy.
What?
To keep on stretching the barriers of autonomy.
Think about what you're saying. Transgenderism, that hurts women. So when you're saying you pushing the boundaries, right? Women overwhelmingly supported LGBTQIA+. And when you push the boundaries of autonomy, you guys didn't benefit from it.
Women have benefited.
We had to put them out of our sport.
Women have benefited. Like I said, when you come into the thick of things, when you're in the thick of it, when you're in the fight of it, people will not see the forest for the trees. I'm not telling revolutionary people who are pushing for the freedoms of their people to stop fighting. I would never do that. It's the same way where they say, oh, you know what? Crime was less when we was in slavery, right? So now that they let you niggas free, now y'all have the right to sell drugs, and now y'all have the right to gangbang, and now y'all have the right to do all of this, and y'all are ending up in jail. But when the white people was in control of y'all didn't have all the rights to do these things. Yeah, we have made piss poor choices with our freedom the moment that we get a taste of it, right? We're going to have to work through those things. I don't care. I don't want nobody to draw my freedom back because people make wrong decisions with their freedom. Let them have the consequences. That's how people learn. Not coddling women. I think coddling women and crippling women have put them at a deficit in this world. They need to be able to make their own decisions and deal with the consequences of those decisions to learn something else, be a better being.
But you're saying stuff that's untrue. So when black people were freed, what do you think happened with crime?
It went up.
No. If you look at the period of Reconstruction, it's overwhelmingly positive for black people.
I'm not talking about Reconstruction.
You said when we got freed from slavery.
Okay, I'm talking about we're free from slavery now.
Nope. That's not how I'm talking about what I'm talking about. You said slavery, so let's talk about when we first got freed from slavery. Okay, then. So now we here, right? So when you look at Reconstruction, what you're saying would be emphatically untrue. What you did see is the things they created to try to put us back in captivity, like loitering laws, soliciting, things of that nature, right? Which would, because we didn't have access to anything, they could say if you're loitering, right, vagrant laws, because you had 2 million people that had nowhere to go, then you did see people get remanded and you could be put back in chains per the 13th Amendment if you are a captive of the state, right? You see that type of stuff that happened. When you look at black people, we did well right after that, right? We did well up to and during like the right, even under Jim Crow, black people were together. We had our own stuff. When we start to see with the desegregation, we start to lose a lot. They also start offshoring where a lot of our men actually work those jobs. And you start to see us kind of crumbling that thing. Also, what does hurt us is when people following feminism and things of that nature, now you have no fault divorce where families are disbanding. And then you start to get to the crime when you start to get Reaganomics and things of that nature, which is what you're talking about. But you got to go 100 years before we get there.
Okay, so I understand that. I'm not clueless on history. What I'm telling you is there are people who say in 2026 right now, black people commit more crime, and you know what we should do? Take their freedom away, right? Because if they were still underneath our thumb, they were still underneath our rule, there are racist people who feel like, hey, this is why we didn't want to let y'all free. We knew it would take y'all 100 years to get here, but we knew eventually y'all motherfuckers would get here. We didn't want to give y'all too much freedom because we knew y'all would get here, right? Because the people who did the poor things, but what about the black people that did amazing things? I'm not about to keep on making groups of people suffer because the worst of them. I don't want women to suffer for the worst of us. No,
but Sherelle,
let the worst of us suffer within their consequences that they make. There's consequences for being a hoe. There's consequences for all of that. Let them suffer for it. But we're not going to stop the greatest from going up because the bottom wants to do what the bottom does. The bottom will always exist.
Okay, but what practically? Because I can hear you conceptually. But I want to know what practically are women fighting for, and that this sisterhood is fighting for. Like, what is it to earn $100,000? Like, I want to know what is it that these women are fighting for, that you advocate that they should be fighting for and doing whatever to fight for it. That's what I'm trying to understand.
The simplest way, because I keep saying autonomy, maybe you don't understand that. To be, that's women's fight. To be.
But what is stopping women to? I don't see anything. I think we are the freest.
This is it, right? This is it. The fact that women won't support other women because of what a man says, the division, the judgment, the shame that comes along with me not wanting to be like you. So you think that you can make me feel less than because I don't want to fit into a box or a status quo of what you want to do. Womanhood is womanhood. And it's sad that a lot of times women don't understand womanhood is bigger than motherhood. Womanhood is bigger than wifehood. You limit womanhood to what you want to limit it to. You just said the other day, that if you're not a mother, then what are you living for? What are you want to put parameters on what a woman's being is, and a woman wants to explore her being. That's what women have been fighting for fucking centuries, bruh. They've been fighting for their own being, and I'm not going to tell them to put their weapons down to stop fighting. Not when my ass is up here sitting here benefiting from their fight. No.
Can I clarify something?
Yeah.
So when I made that point about motherhood is not promoted. Motherhood is not something that women are looking in the general population as a high regard. That's why I made that comment, because generally what is women are pushed to is independence, make your own money, be a boss. They're not pushed towards stay at home, get a husband, have children, be a good mother. That's not the overwhelming arching message. That's why I said that. Not all women are meant to be mothers or should be mothers, or is the highest thing. But if a woman does seek to be motherhood, yes, that should be the ultimate goal above everything else. If you are a mother, especially in the younger years. I know not all women are not going to be mothers, and there's no knock to that. But my problem is when it's regarded as less than, or that your career should be more than being a mother, that should take top priority, and motherhood should be maybe third or fourth.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, the new paradigm, because that's 100 years.
Before you go there, Coco defended her point, but you said women just want to beat. Platitude. That's a platitude. I need you to tell me what they're fighting for.
Because I just told you that
give me one thing.
Women are fighting for their autonomy, to be autonomous beings.
Like what are they unable to do?
Whatever they want to do without judgment, right? So
judgment will never be erased. That's unrealistic, right?
So it's unrealistic.
Yes.
What we're doing today is unrealistic, Hamp. The way we exist today, 100 years ago, is unrealistic.
Judgment never ceased. Is the point?
Okay, so what I'm saying is, nobody's gonna. The people who are fighting for better days, they don't put in their minds that it can't get better. That's not how they ever arrive to better. We don't arrive to better by thinking that there could never be better.
Okay, judgment is judgment, right? Good or bad is if you care about the person judging you. So that's inconsequential. I'm asking, what are women being stonewalled from doing or achieving or trying, right?
Just being down, even if they want to be a hoe, even if they want to be a career woman, even if they want to be a wife, there's certain levels of scrutiny and shame for women just being, right? So the flip side of this whole idea of being a mother is not, yes, that is toted in society. Being a mother, being a wife is the highest point in society.
That's the standard.
There is a new paradigm of people breaking away from that pattern. But understand this, America is not the only women. America is not the only women.
Talking about the United States.
This is a world stage that American women have to fight on for women in the world.
Come back.
So
Real quick, come back. I hear it. You and the other nigga with the deep voice that give inspirational speeches, and the pastor nigga, y'all are great at this shit. When I'm asking actual questions, I do need, and I'm asking for and requesting actual answers, right? So judgment is not going to go away. Even when men whoremonger, they get judged, even though society typically doesn't admonish them to the same degree as a hoe. Right. But if you're saying she can be a hoe and she can still get married, you're saying that she can monetize her wholeness in a plethora of ways, up to and including in places like Las Vegas, where she can literally be a prostitute legally. She can have kids and still be supported, at the very least, by the government, which would show actual autonomy because it's being allowed by the fact that there's governmental programs, right, where she can have a kid and not worry about it because she can gain several different subsidies because of it. So I'm trying to figure out at what realm, even they have different. So like for the COs, the women have different parameters than the men. To be a police officer, the women have different parameters than the men. To be a fireman, the women have different parameters than the men. So it's quite literally been made to where you can do this also. The uptick in women being CEOs was great during the George Floyd era for Black people and women. DEI benefited women mostly, especially when you include white women. So I'm just trying to figure out who's being pigeonholed to what. I understand the platitude, but you're gonna get judged. It's unrealistic not to say nobody should judge me. That need to be thrown out as a point.
Okay, so my main answer is autonomy, right? Autonomy for all women.
Don't tell me
that's the fight of the sisterhood. And what I'm saying is, yes, we have these things, these social things. Women did that. Women ain't no scrubs in this fight for our revolution, and I would never allow us to ever think that that's what it is. Even when it came to the Black Panther parties, who you think set up them things? A lot of that was the women. Every fight that we have ever fought, women have played major roles in the advancement of society.
Nobody disagrees.
So that's what I'm saying. So women are fighting for that. They're fighting to get in these rooms. They're fighting to get into these places. They're fighting to get into these places. Yes, in America, this is the best place to see how women have fought to get into places. But when we get to this, they're looking at it from a world view, from a world image. We are the stage that reflects the whole world.
Okay, we'll tell them that are looking at it, the worldview when they're fighting for women that are in the Middle East. Tell them they have to go there. Right. And then vet what they think they're fighting for. And you may be surprised what you actually find. Right. I think it's going to be hard pressed to go to the Middle East where a lot of their governmental systems, Sharia, is predicated on what they all believe in and think you're going to change it because they know that that's the law in which they live by because it was given to them by the Most High. So this fight sounds, and I think is some cape and shit that is unrealistic and nobody really willing to put their neck out there. And they also don't understand what they think they fighting against because they never been there and they don't know anybody from there.
Yes. I'm not gonna understand that because you're a man, right?
Well, no. This is well, you know what Sharia is?
No, y'all know what Sharia law is.
Okay, yeah. So we understand that.
So what I'm saying is there are people here who have never went to India or parts of Asia you go to these places and they're actively into hip hop. We actively shift the culture right here. It don't matter. We don't have to actually go anywhere. We are the world stage. Regardless if we ever get a passport to go anywhere, the world sees America. The world sees America. We are the world stage. We will affect the culture of every place. Every place eventually. I'm telling you.
This last point, wife school. In Uganda, homosexuality is a crime. There was another place, is it Venezuela or Argentina, that literally just said homosexuality is a mental illness. Nah. When they put Buzz Lightyear, remember, and the black lady was a lesbian, they eliminated that movie from 20 countries. China, who has more people than us, literally doesn't let their people look at certain things.
Yep.
Putin been in power for 30 years and does what he want when he want. He's still taking shit by force. Burkina Faso, they don't do none of the shit we do. So this influence, because you're talking about music, is unrealistic when they politicize and policing their own people.
Right.